before I started the program, I think I was carrying a whole lot of weight, a whole lot of just negative thoughts and a lot of negative self-talk. I was allowing, even others people's opinions that I didn't even know that was their opinion to be true and think that was me. And I think working with Chris, I worked to just change that mindset and realize where my strengths are and the assets and what I do bring to the table. And I've just really worked to have more of an empowered mindset. And that's made a huge difference in just my day-to-day approach of all things, whether it's my kids, my marriage, and my job, or my, in the stuff I do when I'm on my free time. That's even improved.
When I started, it was a transitional time in life. I was having a hard time adapting to being a father and having a new job, career change. But it was also, I was pretty comfortable. I was okay. Financially, I could provide for my family. We had a comfortable house, but I just felt so stuck in the same place. Felt like my skills in my new job were never going to progress to the point where I would have confidence, but I had no idea how to develop the skills it was hard for me to find the courage to move on and make anything happen because I was stuck in a mindset that, I'm not good enough. You made it this far. This is it.
For me, one of the biggest changes is recognizing the difference between my emotions and reality and being able to close that gap so that my emotions are better able to reflect what's really going on as opposed to what's going on in my head and the stories that I'm telling myself. And that's resulted in greater confidence, greater peace. It's allowed me to take situations that would normally cause me to go into a little bit of a spiral and some nervousness and anxiety, and to be able to recognize that when it's starting to happen, just take a step back and say, wait a minute, what's really the situation here? And then deal with it in a proactive way where I'm really empowering myself to do what's needed for the moment. And it's allowed me to be a better version of myself with everything that I'm doing. And maybe said another way, it's allowed me to be my true self versus the weaker version that comes out sometimes otherwise.
10 weeks ago, I was feeling tremendous anxiety, difficulty sleeping, work-related issues, having working with difficult colleagues that I work with, and it was really affecting me, and I was really struggling. I'm a counselor by trade, but I was able to really learn an awful lot about me and really learn how to just manage my stress, my anxiety, learned how to better focus insight into how to navigate difficult challenges, difficult people, how to be a better counselor and how to be a better spouse and how to be a better colleague and a better person.
At first, I was a little bit hesitant. I got the calendar link and I was like, should I make an appointment? I'm busy. And I finally just said to myself, do it. And I'm really glad I did because I was going on a first date at that point and it was a real different situation. And I was out of town by the time Chris and I had our meeting. And the stuff that we talked through on the first meeting dug really deep. And all of a sudden I felt this sense of relief of all this stuff that had been buzzing around my head and my emotions. And I think that helped me get ready for that date. And this was back in June, and her and I are still together. Coaching would be completely different for every single person because Chris is paying such close attention to exactly where you are, what you're living, what you're dealing with, and whether it's sinking you down or raising you up in your confidence and your ability to move forward. And he'll help you sort through those things until you get to one line, one decision that you make for yourself that you know is the one thing that was holding you back.
A willingness to be vulnerable is a willingness to be humble, to have gratitude, to help improve the lives of other people. And that afferent feedback of getting it from other people can propel you in your own life. It certainly propels me, and take a leap of faith. It could be the best thing you ever do.
I've felt like I've gotten some major improvements out of this whole thing. And yeah, I guess the inner critic on all of us is like, is this just another snake charmer, kind of thing? Is it another another video you're going to read online and go, okay, these are all the things you need to do to be positive and make stuff. But I've really gotten a lot of out of it, and including the group activities. You know, that I think that's been good to actually recognize that there's a lot of guys just like me that are struggling with the same struggles, and I thought that was like, wow, you know, the light bulb goes on and goes, oh, okay, this really helps me adjust.
I tried some therapy first. Like, getting help was really hard. I was way harder than I thought. It took me about 6 months to just get the courage to get some help. And I tried counseling first, and that was good, but it didn't really give me any strategy or tactics on how to deal with the root of my problems. And so, I mean, I'm glad I did it. I'm thankful for the experience, but it wasn't, for me, it wasn't results oriented, whereas the coaching is more results oriented. It pushes you to work hard. And so, yeah, my advice would be, don't wait, get help from experts. This isn't, you're not the only one going through this, right? Most people go through these struggles, and everybody can benefit from it.
So if you're sitting on the fence, for me, the major difference is, you know, I've read books and I've tried different things, and I've watched TED Talks and all sorts of things, and it all makes sense intellectually. That doesn't necessarily change how you feel and how you react in the moment. And what this has helped me to do is understand what my motivations were, what my patterns were, what were the things that I really unconsciously would get stuck in, so that I could circumvent those and chart a different course for myself proactively. And I don't think I could have figured it out any other way. I really don't. I think that I needed if you want to think of it this way, the intervention to basically help me understand, wait a minute, this is what I keep doing and why I keep doing it. Now, how do I change that so that I can chart a course that's more proactive and more empowering, and actually feel it in my heart, and, you know, the emotions that tie you up in knots, to not have those emotions anymore, because I understand where those emotions are coming from and what I need to do instead. And so if you want to keep feeling the way you've been feeling forever, then keep doing what you've been doing forever, and nothing will change. But for me, this is what allowed me to really come back and start a different course forward that was more productive and proactive for my life.